We're recording now. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I pledge the allegiance to the flag of the United States.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, she does. Roll call, please.
Alexander,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lentine,
Here.
Lewis, here. Yep.
Here.
Nelson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Here.
Ursu.
Here.
Okay. Let me see. I think I entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda. Entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda?
So move.
Second.
Alexander,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lentine,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Ursu.
Yes.
And we'll move to reports. Mary, you have a report?
In trying to be brevity, no report this evening. I'd appreciate consideration of the different resolutions that are for us this evening. I think they are all very pertinent and move our city forward. And so I would happy to answer any questions as we go along and defer to the reports of our department heads who have great reports this evening. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Police Chief Wetzel? Fire Chief Mark Newman.
Thank you, Council President Henry, Hirosh, members of council, and members of the community. Brief update on COVID-19 in our city. Since March 26th, our firefighters have responded to 99 suspected COVID-19 cases, with 27 being confirmed in the city of Richmond Heights. Currently, one of our Richmond Heights firefighters is on medical leave due to COVID-19 exposure and symptoms. We hope that he'll be out for a period of about 2 weeks. He is on the mend at home. Based on the information provided by Cuyahoga County Board of Health, as of November 6th, which was Friday, there are 14,084 lab confirmed COVID-19 cases in Cuyahoga County, with 574 lab confirmed deaths. 554 confirmed cases of COVID-19 are actually in the 44143 zip code area, which includes Richmond Heights, Highland Heights, and Mayfield Village. Cuyahoga County is in alert status red at this point, which is level 3, and that's defined as a very high risk of exposure and spread. With the HHS CARES grant monies, we were able to obtain 3 cordless electrostatic backpack sprayers, which we are using daily for disinfecting our facilities in the city, including the fire station, the police station, service department, and of course City Hall. Generally, between service and fire, we're catching City Hall each and every day with our sprayer. We also ordered, we have a total of 15 5-gallon containers of the disinfectant solution, which is significant. It is very challenging to get PPE and disinfecting supplies. It's a daily activity. That concludes my report. I'd be happy to take any questions.
Chief, this is Mark.
Yes, sir.
If you suspect COVID, do you transport to Richmond Heights or you transport to Hillcrest?
Depending on the condition of the patient, we can transport to whichever receiving facility they want to go to. But that depends on the condition of the patient. Somebody who's having a cardiac event, for example, would go to the closest receiving facility, which would be UH Richmond. And if they were in respiratory distress to the point where it was critical, the patient would go to the closest receiving facility, which would be UH Richmond. Most of our transports at this point in time are to UH Richmond, probably in 85th percentile of all EMS transports go to UH Richmond.
How are the two hospitals holding up? Are they, as far
Uh,
as,
At this time, they're doing very well. We've got very good pre-hospital protocols as well as emergency protocols. I do know that as of this meeting, the hospitals are full. They have had a surge of patient admissions in both hospital groups, Cleveland Clinic and University Hospitals.
Chief, I would like to say thank you for how you all taken care of my son, how you all have patience and concern for him. Thank you. I'm greatly appreciative to you all.
Oh, on behalf of the firefighters, you're very welcome, Councilwoman. It is our privilege to serve our community.
Thank you.
Oh, so, okay. I guess that's all the questions or comments for him. We'll move on to Chief Wetzel.
Good evening, Council President, Mayor Roach, members of council and listening public. We are working to continue staying healthy at the PD. Currently, though, one of our officers is on medical leave due to COVID-19 exposure and symptoms. The officer is recovering at home, and we expect a healthy recovery and look forward to the officer's return. Yesterday, Mayor David H. Roach swore in Kevin Rodriguez as our new part-time police officer. Kevin is a first-generation American whose mom is from Spain and his dad from the Dominican Republic. He is our first Spanish-speaking police officer. He is also studying to speak Chinese. Prior to working here, Kevin was a security officer with our friends at the University Hospital's Richmond Medical Center. We're really excited to have him join our department. And we're also working on adding a second part-time officer and hope to have one hired soon. We have transitioned our police radios to the Cleveland radio system. Prior to that, we were on the Marks radio system. We field tested the Cleveland radio system and found it to be superior for radio transmissions, particularly in our apartment complexes. It is actually less expensive than the Marks system, but most importantly, it improves officer safety. We're also working on participating with our schools in the Ohio Handle with Care program. Ohio HWC is a trauma-informed, collaborative, cross-systems response to adverse childhood experiences, promoting resilience through positive relationships with school staff and first responders. This is another effort in building relationships of trust with our young people and their families. That concludes my report. Thanks.
Thank you.
Madam President, can I thank the chief as well? How they looked out for my son, and thank you for the get well card.
You're welcome. And I know Lieutenant DiBiase has reached out, I think, and even spoke with them on the phone just the other day, and it was nice to hear that.
Oh yeah, he loves her.
Everybody loves her, right?
Building Commissioner Jimmy Ranker. You're on mute, Jim.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President, Mayor Roach, members of council and the community. I'm pleased to announce we finally have a new building inspector within the building department. His name is John Reed. Comes highly certified. He's got 25 years experience in the field of building inspection. And he's highly licensed, and he has experience in both commercial and residential. Also, a little update on the school. We were up there today. If anyone would like to take a walkthrough, if you'd like to contact me, any council people, maybe we could do a quick walkthrough. If you give me 48 hours notice, myself and the mayor walked through today. It's moving along nicely. And it's approximately 80% complete, the building itself, and it's still currently on schedule for the move-in date sometime in late December. That concludes my report, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions.
Thank you. Finance Director Jim Technip or Tom DeLillo, Acting Finance Director, oh, Assistant Finance Director.
Yes, I would like to comment on a piece of legislation, which is kind of describing how we are allocating our receipt of $656,000 worth of COVID expense allocation. The vast majority of that is being allocated to our police and fire first responders, and then additional expenses for direct expenses. There's many surrounding cities that have received quite a bit more than we have, but we are using our best to spend that money to the best effect. Again, we have received $656,203.33 in COVID money so far. There's a possibility that we may be receiving more money. That's the end of my report.
Thank you very much. Recreation Director Rick Dula.
Thank you, Madam President, Mayor Roach, members of council, and public who's still up to watch this. I have no report tonight.
Thank you very much. Economic Development Director Brian Glaser.
Good evening, Council President Henry, Mayor Roach, members of council, and members of the community. There is a scheduled Zoom public hearing scheduled for this coming Friday, November 13th at 4:30 p.m. The Zoom link is on the city website under public notices. And the public hearing is in consideration of an upcoming application for a community development block grant of $150,000 and community development supplemental grant of $50,000. This is an opportunity for the community to comment on future uses for those funds, as well as hear about some ideas we have regarding using the funds for pathways, and as we discussed earlier today, possibly also looking at making the entrance ramp more accessible into the Kiwanis Lodge. Also, ask for your consideration of Resolution 101-2020 in support of the Kiwanis Lodge renovation to use $200,000 awarded in CDBG and CDSG grants, and that renovation would include the total renovation of 2 bathrooms, the entrance door, adding storage areas, coat closet, replacing entirely the lighting in the senior hall, and adding windows along the west wall of the senior hall, emergency generator, and outdoor event space. And all of this is to make the Kiwanis Lodge compliant and also improve its competitiveness as a revenue-producing rental facility. So I would just ask your consideration for 101-2020. That completes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. City Engineer Lee Courtney.
Madam Chairman, on the bad news, the rain gauge in South Euclid that indicated heavy rains with all the flooding problems was apparently accurate, because we've now received news that South Euclid also had basement flooding problems. On the good news, by the time we meet again, the Highland Road bridge completion should have 4 lanes open. And with a little luck, the water department will also get their repairs done. And the whole Highland Road will be open until the next disaster. With respect to the Kiwanis Lodge, I would like to remind you that earlier this year, we awarded a contract for $352,000 with the stipulation that the expenditures not exceed $200,000. And I believe that since items are broken out in the lodge contract, you could award a similar contract with a stipulation that it be modified to not exceed whatever amount you decide. And I'd be glad to answer any questions about any of the above.
All right, thank you. Service Director Donald Koniski.
Thank you, Madam President. I do not have a report for tonight, but I will answer any questions if you have them.
All right, thank you. Okay, audience comments. This is where we're gonna go and see what the audience out there in the audience has to say, and then we'll go to the letters. So anyone in the audience, do you have anything you'd like to say? You can open your mic and say it. Okay.
It looks like there's some stuff on the chat here.
Well, they can unmic and say it as well, unless you want to read chats.
Well, maybe they might not have a microphone. I'm not sure.
Okay, so you can read it if you can find it.
Okay. Is this, I think this might be from Jeremy. He said, aren't these offset funds? If that's the case, doesn't that mean that other general fund money will be available? Oh, for the other purchases. I think he's talking about the COVID.
During committee of the whole.
Yep. Sorry, we just saw that now.
That's okay. It was not intended for here. Thank you.
Okay. And I think that's it. All right, so what do you want me to do with these letters, everybody? Eloise, it's up to you to tell me what you want me to do.
They want you to read the letters. Read the letters.
Okay. I'm going to start with Kenny Yuko's letter. Dear members of Richmond Heights City Council, I'm writing to express my support for the renovation of Richmond Heights Kiwanis Lodge. The city of Richmond Heights and the local Kiwanis work together, and they have provided tremendous benefit for our local community. Given the multiple community partners supporting this project, I am confident that the Richmond Heights Kiwanis Lodge is a worthy investment. An updated lodge would allow the Richmond Heights Kiwanis to continue to provide essential community support and invest in new initiatives moving forward. The project is crucial to the well-being of the citizens of Richmond Heights, and I am pleased to support the city's leadership and the Kiwanis leadership in all of their efforts. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact my office. This is from the Kiwanis Club in Richmond Heights, Mary Beth Bryson. We are very proud. The Richmond Heights Kiwanis Club is the oldest and most active civic clubs in our city. We are very proud of our involvement with the city and the schools. We are extremely proud that the original Kiwanis Lodge built by our members many years ago, along with the expansion made by the city, still carries the Kiwanis name and serves our wonderful community. We hope you, as our representatives, will take full advantage of the proposed renovations to the lodge. These needed changes will make the building more accessible for the elderly and the disabled of the community. It will be a safe shelter in times of disaster and will be a positive addition to the building itself. Thank you for your time and consideration, Mary Beth Bryson. This is from the Community Partnership on Aging, Wendy Albin Satin. The Community Partnership on Aging supports the proposed improvements to the Kiwanis Lodge in anticipation of the abatement of the COVID-19 pandemic and the start of programming at the site. We are looking forward to bringing Qigong, a Chinese practice of movement, meditation, and deep breathing, chair yoga, practicing yoga while seated, and an art program to the space on Mondays. These activities will wrap around a community lunch that is founded by the Older Americans Act, which means it is provided at no cost to participants, though in full transparency, a donation of $1.50 is suggested. We also have a commitment from Huntington Bank to run financial education bingo sessions twice a month. These activities will complement the other senior-focused activities at the site, such as the senior club meetings. The kitchen has been upgraded to meet the Cuyahoga County Board of Health standards for commercial use, so we are cleared to provide community lunches. This process included installation of a hand washing station, submission of infrastructure plans, electrical and plumbing, and on-site inspection. CEPA and the city work close together to compile all the materials needed for the application. A commercial kitchen license was issued in March. The bathrooms on the main floor are of a concern since they are not ADA compliant. An ADA compliant restroom facility includes grab bars, accessible toilets, ample room to navigate, and appropriate height sinks. Most likely we will have participants using canes, walkers, ambulatory oxygen tanks. ADA compliance ensures these participants can use the facility safely and comfortably. This is an important element of the renovation plans, and we encourage its implementation. CPA looks forward to establishing a hub of activities for the older residents in the Kiwanis Lodge. The Kiwanis Lodge is an ideal space for programming, and we are anxious to start Richmond Heights activities once the pandemic slows. Renovations of these facilities to ensure a safer environment is recommended so that all can enjoy coming to the lodge for socialization, nutrition, exercise, and fun. Thank you for the opportunity to register our support for the renovations of the lodge. This one is from the Richmond Heights Garden Club, Susan Myers. On behalf of the Richmond Heights Garden Club, which is now in its 51st year and has met at Kiwanis Lodge monthly for the past 20 years, please accept this letter of support for renovation of the Richmond Heights Kiwanis Lodge. In addition to our meetings, we volunteer for many community events hosted at the lodge. This one is from Tina Swift. She's the line dance exercise instructor. I am Tina Swift, the instructor for line dance. It's a line dance class held on Wednesdays in Kiwanis Lodge for the last 4 years. Throughout the years, my class of participants, mostly seniors, and I have enjoyed the amenities of the lodge, upper and lower levels. Many of them have used the facility for their own private events. Since the pandemic, we have been shut down and we truly miss the opportunity to come together. We understand that the Kiwanis Lodge is in the midst of building renovations. We believe that the new improvements will enhance this beautiful venue. As we are in pandemic crisis, it would be wise to allow the improvements now so that when we are able to come together, we will have a newly renovated community center to enjoy. Richmond Heights is a beautiful community and it deserves a community center worthy of its name. Sincerely, Tina Swift. This is from Cindy Herrick Harden.
How many more?
Two more.
All right, thank you.
My name is Cindy Herrick Harden, and I lead the fitness class at the lodge. We are using the room downstairs since its renovation, and we love it. Very clean, bright, spacious, and upbeat. Love the fact that the entrance is handicap accessible as well as the bathrooms. Prior to moving downstairs, I not only had the senior fitness class, morning fitness, since the seniors didn't care for the name senior fitness, in the senior hall, but my Zumba class as well. The room was okay. It was spacious, but very gloomy. Lighting wasn't that good. The carpet seemed to always have stains, and the bathrooms were outdated, and front access to the lodge was an extremely long walk for my participants. In the winter, at times, the walkway from the parking lot to the lodge was full of snow, causing participants to have to walk all the way around the building to access the lodge and the kitchen. I had mentioned this to the rec department and was told the participants could park in the back by the kitchen. Some individuals did have the handicap sticker in their car while others did not, but they were still allowed to park there. One day a Richmond Heights police officer showed up, came in and told those individuals who did not have a handicap sticker that they had to move their cars. I explained that it's just our class using this parking lot and it didn't matter. If they didn't move, they would be cited. He said it didn't matter. If they didn't move, they would be cited. Some other participants were in their late 80s, and since they didn't have a handicap sticker, they had to park in the front and walk all the way around to the kitchen. When I taught Zumba at night, the main parking lot was extremely dark, poor lighting, and it caused many of my Zumba members to not want to have class in the evening, and that's when I started the Saturday morning class. I had mentioned the parking lot and the lighting to the rec department many times, but unfortunately there was nothing they could do. I support the idea of renovating the main floor in the lodge to match what was done downstairs. Currently, the main floor is so outdated, depressing, gloomy, poor light, and the entranceway is not easily handicap accessible. I remember an individual trying to wheel in a wheelchair. They had better access coming through the kitchen, so this needs to be addressed. The bathrooms need updating as well as the kitchen. I feel the walkway from the parking lot to both the front door and downstairs is too far from the building. Not sure if the parking area can be revamped and closer to the building, and most definitely the lighting in the back parking lot has to be brighter, so people will feel safe walking to their cars after events at night. The front entranceway needs to be updated, more welcoming. A patio outside would be a nice touch. I hope you consider renovating the lodge because it truly needs a facelift. Respectfully, Cindy Herrick Harding. And the last letter is from Richmond Heights Seniors Club, Nancy Rice. The Richmond Heights Senior Citizens Club supports the much needed renovations of the Richmond Heights Kiwanis Lodge. We have been in existence since 1976 and have met at the lodge twice a month since its inception. The lodge is the heart of our community where families, friends, neighbors, and organizations come together for many events. Sincerely, Nancy Rice, Secretary of the Senior Citizens Club. And that's the letters I've received.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right, we heard it. We got it. Thank you very much. And it looks like a lot of people are looking forward to ADA accessibility, which that is not something that's going to be happening, which I guess they didn't understand that. They're also looking for parking, more lights in the parking lot, which looks like that's not something that's included in this as well. Anyway, that's audience comments. We'll go to the old business.
All right. Under old business.
This is like your fourth or fifth time. With this here, we're just going to hold it. You don't have to read the statement. You can just.
Okay. So we're going on to new business then?
As a matter of fact, let's just vote on this 95, throw it away if that's what we're going to do. If we're not going to do anything with it, fine, because you know what? I'll just rather start all over. Let's vote on 95. If I got to scratch it, I scratch it. This is on 4 readings. We're going to vote on everything else. You can just read it and we'll vote.
Okay. Resolution 95, introduced by Henry, third reading. A resolution authorizing an agreement with PC Alternatives for an additional information technology support services for the city.
All right, as I had said for months, we need to work on this. We have a consultant who's been working with the city for 20 years. He has recommendations. We're willing to deviate where he wants. So I recommend that we consider this piece of legislation. This is the 4th reading, so entertain a motion. Matter of fact, I'll move myself to pass.
I don't think you need a motion, do you, Madam Chair?
Well, we need a motion. If you're gonna pass
Motion
it.
to pass, motion to deny, or whatever.
Yeah, passage or denial, yes.
I second.
Okay, so I have 2 motions. This is for passage. Alexander?
Yes.
Henry?
Yes.
Lentine?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Ursu?
Yes.
Resolution 95, 2020 passes unanimously.
Okay. Resolution 101, 2020, introduced by Lewis. A resolution accepting the bid of LC Fluherty Construction for the Kiwanis Lodge renovation project for the City of Richmond Heights, Kiwanis Lodge, 27285 Highland Road.
Move for suspension.
Second the motion.
Alexander?
Yes.
Henry? Henry?
No. No.
Lentine?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Nelson?
No.
Thomas?
No.
Ursu?
Yes.
So resolution, a suspension. That was for suspension, right? Okay, so we need to go for pass it.
Needs 5 votes for suspension.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
Move for passage.
Yeah.
We can't because we didn't have enough for suspension, so we're gonna have to go.
Yeah, but I can go ahead.
Pardon me? So it holds there.
Okay.
Then we'll go to the next.
Madam Chairman, point of clarification, please.
Yes.
To law director, we have a time limit on this, don't we?
I'm
accept
not,
the screen
I
money?
believe there is. I don't know what it is.
Brian Gleiser could answer that possibly.
Well, in terms of the time limit for the community development block grant money, the $150,000 that needs to be spent no later than March 31st, which is coming up on 4 months away. So that's the time urgency.
So we're not in jeopardy of possibly losing the money. It's just being delayed right now.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct. Yeah.
Thank you for the clarification.
Okay, Resolution 104, 2020, introduced by all of council, first reading. A resolution authorizing the City of Richmond Heights purchases and expenditures with CARES Act funds and declaring an emergency.
Excuse me, can we go back to the other piece of legislation? Last week, we switched it over to Frank's name, even though initially it was in Juanita's name. So whose name should this legislation be in? That in regards to the Kiwanis Lodge? You remember in the meeting, Frank said, let me just change it?
Yeah, you needed an author, and I just volunteered. It's not that I needed to have it.
Oh yeah, so but then it's having a,
Yeah, we switched it to you, Frank. Should I mark it over to your name then?
It's fine. It doesn't matter either way. I don't mind having it under my name. It's up to Councilwoman Lewis, in my opinion.
It doesn't matter.
I could put it under both your names if you want.
That'll be fine with me.
Okay.
yeah, just want to be consistent.
Okay, I just read 104.
Yes. So, you need a motion, right? I entertain a motion.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Come on, people.
Second.
Alexander,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lentine,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Ursu.
Yes.
Move for passage.
Second.
Alexander,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lentine,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Nelson, Nelson,
I hear you. I hear you. This is the CARES Act. May I speak before I vote?
Sure.
Okay, this is the one that I was talking about with the CARES Act. So my question is for future reference. And if we're sure that we're gonna get some additional dollars, that we would make recommendation that we receive some dollar allocated for council and also for service. Then I would go vote on this as a yes.
So who do you think you're gonna get that confirmation from? Who are you asking for?
Anything, the mayor, when he gets it in the next time, they claim we're gonna get additional dollars in, so I would like to see dollars in.
That is the federal government.
Yeah, so there's no guarantee we're gonna get that. This is a whole new ball of wax right now. We went through an election. Nobody knows what's gonna happen. So, so my point is,
let me try to clarify, because there seems to be continual confusion. in a little bit here. What we will do as time goes along, we're trying to meet the strict guidelines that are put upon us. So the monies that are in this resolution, we felt was the best of the projects that we had that would consume the money that is allocated. We are continuing to identify COVID-related expenses throughout the city that if monies come along, we'll have to be able to put against that. And we're hoping the monies coming in the future will have less restricted guidelines on it. So yes, we would be able to do more of the work that everybody has identified and I think is talked about and is willing to do. So again, this first pass is really trying to identify projects that have less scrutiny and less potential in the future for being pulled back. If that's clarification.
I was, Madam Chair, may I continue to speak?
Yes,
I was
yes.
clear on that before, but I still had the question. So since you clarified it and you're saying the same thing before, I still feel the same way that I did before. However, I don't want to hold up no dollars either. $653,000, but okay, yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Okay. Thomas?
Absolutely, yes.
Ursu?
Yes.
Okay, so Resolution 104, 2020 passes unanimously.
Resolution 105, 2020, introduced by Mayor Roach, first reading. A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Warren Roofing and Installation Company for emergency roof repairs to the storage building, road salt bin roof, and declaring an emergency.
Any comments? Mayor?
Yeah, I think we realized in the last few weeks that the ceiling is falling in, and Don did a due diligence of getting at least contacting 7 different people, got 2 different quotes. I believe the quote is good, and I think we need to repair that storage area that we're utilizing pretty fully. So as bad as it is, I guess we should repair the roof that's falling in.
Move for suspension.
Second the
I'll
motion.
second.
Alexander?
Yes.
Henry?
Yes.
Lentine?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Thomas? Thomas?
Yes.
Ursu?
Yes.
Move for passage.
Second motion.
Alexander?
Yes.
Henry?
Yes.
Lentine?
Yes.
Lewis? Lewis?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Ursu?
Yes.
Resolution 105, 2020 passes unanimously.
Resolution 106, 2020, introduced by Lentine, first reading. A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a purchase agreement with University Hospitals for wellness physicals for city firefighters.
Madam President, this resolution went through the Safety Committee of Council. It is recommended for passage. It gives the fire department's employees a physical. And I would like Chief Newman, I believe he's still with us, to maybe comment a little further on it. But it is the recommendation of the Safety Committee of Council for passage. Chief, are you still there?
I am, Councilman. I'd be happy to comment. Physicals should be conducted annually in compliance with OSHA and NFPA 1582 guidelines because firefighters use self-contained breathing apparatus during structural firefighting activities. Firefighter wellness physicals are budgeted every year in the city of Richmond Heights. However, the last 2 cycles that we administered them were actually in 2011 and 2015. The cost for the physical and wellness exams are $475 per firefighter for a total cost of $9,025. We actually budgeted $9,500, and that would come out of the fire service fund, which is the 51205 under 203 for firefighter physicals.
Thank you, Chief. Madam Chairman, I would like to recommend to council to suspend the rules, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Second.
Alexander,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lentine,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Ursu.
Yes.
Move for
Move for
passage.
passage. Lutine, you go second this time. I'll go for passage.
Alexander,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Lentine,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Ursu.
Yes.
Resolution 106, 2020 passed unanimously. Are there any additions or any correspondence? I think you read all that already. All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you and good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Happy Veterans Day for anybody who's a veteran.
Thank you.